The future returns to the present in this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super. That's right, my friends, it is finally the beginning of the brand new Future Trunks arc, which also features a brand new villain who goes by the name of Goku Black. Now, bear with me, I have not seen the translated episode. I have only watched the raw version of episode 47 of Dragon Ball Super, and I had to look at some translations. The good news is this episode is still surprisingly easy to follow. There's two storylines going on in this week's episode. One of them involves everything going on in the present with Goku and his family, reminiscing about the old days and having to train under Master Roshi, eventually going to see Vegeta, Beerus, and Whis, and discussing the incredible power that is the Omni King. Despite how goofy he looks, he can actually destroy things in an instant. In fact, according to this episode, at least the translation that I have seen, there used to be 18 universes, which means a couple of those were wiped out just because the Omni King had a stick up his ass. Don't mess with this little football-headed creep. He'll fuck you up. But let's get to what really matters in this week's episode, the future. We finally return to the post-apocalyptic future of Future Trunks. Now, I theorized at first that maybe this was another parallel version because we have Mai involved, Trunks has brand new blue hair. No, it's basically just a stylistic change. This is the Future Trunks that we've always known from the same future where the androids in Cell were defeated. Now, there is a brand new villain in town who is this weird shadowy individual who isn't revealed until the very end, simply going by the name of Black. You get to see a lot of him in the intro as well as the very end of the episode, and there's no sugarcoating it. It's an evil version of Goku with the Potara earrings. But just one. Which is really interesting, because when they revealed that first image of the character in the promotional material, I thought that there was going to be some evil being who was fused with Goku. There's something else going on here, not to mention the intro, which does have some brand new imagery in it, reveals some really interesting tidbits. Let's talk about the intro for a second. They always add some brand new imagery when a new arc is going to start, and you get to see Trunks using his sword, you get to see Mai kicking all sorts of ass with dueling pistols and shotguns, and then you get this great shot of Goku Black, who basically is an evil version of Goku with a black gi and a red belt, and he has the one Potara earring. And to go along with Goku Black, there's another new character who is actually a Supreme Kai. That's right, another Kaioshin has shown up, and it's probably the one that is from Trunks' universe. He looks a lot like the Supreme Kai that we saw from the present timeline, except that he's green and he has white hair. My first thought when I saw this character was he kind of reminds me of the Supreme Kais from Universe 6. Now, not all of them are green, but there was that one guy who was big and puffy and green and had white hair as well, so maybe there is a relation to those characters. Maybe this is just the color of this Supreme Kai from Trunks' universe. All I know is I'm not quite sure what to make of the character quite yet. Is he good? Is he bad? How is he connected to Goku Black? The fact that he's wearing the Potara earrings and they originate from the Supreme Kais leads me to believe there's going to be some sort of strong connection here, but honestly, I'm thrown for a loop. I have no idea what the deal with Goku Black is other than the fact that he just wants to destroy everything in his wake, and that includes the future Bulma. Yes, the Bulma from the future is killed in this episode, and I have to say it's heartbreaking. It was done in a really messed up fashion too, because Trunks and Mai and Bulma are getting ready to go on this one-way trip back to the past so that they can get help from Goku and all of his friends so they can defeat Black Goku, and they just have just enough energy to make it happen, and as they're getting ready to leave, Goku Black comes in, grabs Bulma, and destroys her with his ki blast at point-blank range. You even get to see her entire body disintegrating, and it's horrifying that Trunks has had to live through all of this. He has almost no one left. That is, except for Mai. Yes, Mai is going to be a crucial character in the Future Trunks arc, and it's just interesting that she's involved, because that would mean in this timeline, her and the Pilaf gang probably split off. You know what? Pilaf and Shu are probably dead. I don't see them surviving in this type of universe, but Mai somehow managed to do it, and she became friends with Trunks, and she's young again, and I'm guessing they have some sort of relationship, and that's very evident at the end of the episode when Mai is attacked by Black Goku, in a sequence which is just great. I love it because Future Trunks is actually using his sword again. One, he's deflecting attacks, he can actually fire ki blasts with them, and it looks really fluid and awesome. I really hope they go crazy with this arc in terms of the animation, the action scenes, and how they use Future future Trunks, and it's worth noting that he doesn't even go Super Saiyan. He doesn't go through any major transformation. It's crazy, and it's even hard for him to actually sense Goku Black, which leads me to believe he might even possibly have the powers of a god. This connection to the Potara earrings and everything, you can see it's all there, and we just have to speculate at this point, but it all ends with Goku Black revealing himself, emerging from the shadow and all of the smoke, and you just see this evil version of Goku with the red embers of fire going around him. It looks so damn evil and awesome, and he claims he's getting ready to kill the Saiyan. He's gonna kill Trunks. Will Trunks survive and make it back to the past? We're gonna have to find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Super! Can you guys tell that I'm excited? I'm really freaking pumped about this arc right here. Future Trunks is back. Future Trunks is one of the coolest characters from the Dragon Ball lore. Without a doubt, he is my third favorite Saiyan from the series, and if Goku or Vegeta didn't exist, and it was just all about Future Trunks' story, and that's all Dragon Ball Super revolved around, I'd be pretty damn satisfied. Even before Dragon Ball Super came out, I always said I wanted a spin-off about Future Trunks and all of the adventures that he's going on. This is the next best thing, and I really love it. It also sucks that everything just goes wrong for Future Trunks. Like, his post-apocalyptic world sucks. It's always being invaded by the most obnoxiously powerful people that you can imagine, and they always have to manage to get the past involved in it as well, even though it's kind of an alternate past. But still, I'm just so hyped to see what the deal is with this Goku Black character and his tie to this Supreme Kai character. And the intro gives you a lot of other little things as well. It looks like Goten and Trunks are also going to be heavily involved in this arc, which I think is actually a good thing. If there are characters that need some development in Dragon Ball, it's these two little assholes right here. Because sometimes they can be really annoying, especially when they go into the fusion and they transform into Gotenks, and they just want to show off. This is an opportunity to finally bring some maturity to these characters. Not to mention, it's going to be one hell of a shock when you see the younger version of Trunks meeting his future self, who is just so much more badass. It's going to make him want to change into that character. I can't wait to see how they're going to handle all of that. And I can't wait to see if Goku Black is going to stow away or if he's going to find a way to travel in time. I mean, time travel in Dragon Ball at this point is pretty normal. It's already been manipulated multiple times by future Trunks and Whis. It's official! Dragon Ball has made time travel its bitch. Eat that, Doc Brown. As for my theories on what the deal is with Goku Black, honestly, I'm just not creative enough to think of anything. I mean, you know, it could be someone using Goku's dead body, but the fact that there's only one Potara earring is really interesting. They did a really great job of, like, making sure not to reveal that too early, especially with the promotional image of showing him to the side. We couldn't actually see him from the front, and the fact that he only has one is really jarring, because I was 100% convinced he was fused with someone, but he could be an entirely different being at this point, and I can't wait to see how that's all going to go down. It's definitely going to involve this Supreme Kai. I mean, they wouldn't put that stuff in the intro if it wasn't important, and just getting to learn a little bit more about future Trunks' world. Maybe they're actually going to go back to that post-apocalyptic world, maybe explore it, maybe get to see the gods of destruction in that part of that parallel universe. Just so many crazy things to get excited for, and this episode right here was great. It's also incredibly jarring how different future Trunks' world is to the present storyline, tonally speaking. Like, there's this really goofy scene with Piccolo and Goku having this, like, gardening contest, and then you immediately hard cut to this, like, hardcore future where everyone is dead, there's fire and rubble all over the place, and Bulma ends up getting blasted at point-blank range. The only thing really funny or pleasant about Future Trunks' timeline is that one cat that looks like the one that used to belong to his grandfather. Really, what can I say? This episode right here was a breath of fresh air, and honestly, I think the most hyped arc I've had for Dragon Ball Super. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. Toei Animation, don't fuck this up. Like, I can't sugarcoat it any other way. Don't mess this arc up. Don't get lazy. Deliver a great storyline. Deliver good action. Try to one-up yourself. You guys did a pretty good job at the end of that big tournament arc. That fight between Hit and Goku was pretty damn pitch perfect. But it can be better. I know you can do better. Please, the fan base is rabid. We want more. Give us something that we can really appreciate. So, I loved this episode. I'm super hyped for the Future Trunks arc. I can't contain my excitement for it. Simple as that. I loved this episode right here. It wasn't the perfect episode. I would have liked the entire thing to revolve strictly around Future Trunks and maybe trim down all of the gardening stuff. But honestly, I did like it. I liked seeing the flashbacks of the old days and getting to see the various animation styles that we've seen in the Dragon Ball universe. I mean, we have a Dragon Ball flashback, we have a Dragon Ball Z flashback, and then we got the brand new Dragon Ball Super style. You get to see all three distinctive animation styles from the series in this episode, the beginning of a new arc, new characters, new villains. Hype is real! 5 out of 5 from me. Check it out, Dragon Ball fans. You're gonna love this week's episode, and it's gonna get you really hyped for the Future Trunks arc. Before you guys leave, make sure to tell me what you thought about this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super in the comments section below. What did you think of the return of Future Trunks? What's the deal with Goku Black? How does he even exist? What are his powers, his origins? Does he have a connection to the Supreme Kai? Tell me your theories and what you want to see from the rest of the Future Trunks arc and Dragon Ball Super and beyond in the comments section below. That's right, it's that time of the video where I ask you to subscribe and hit the like button and maybe even check out all our other cool videos. Make sure to do that. But guys, thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, stay dandy, baby.